Elijah Cunningham has found his mojo, that's for sure. He's looking here, throws right. Catch made at the 41, Kovacs spins away. And actually it's Feldman out there who lined up on the line to the right, and Alex Feldman will take that football to the Miamisburg 42-yard line. Fifth in the conference in receiving yards coming in today with a shade better than 600, and he adds to that total on first down. Cunningham throwing for Kovacs.
I think Corbett got a piece of it, 84.
Knocked down near the line, it'll be 2nd and 10.
That stops a little momentum. Kane Conley on that last play came up on the play prior, had a chance to make a tackle after about a 7-yard game, and that's what they're just trying to get those receivers in space and saying, our athletes are better than your athletes. If you miss a tackle, we're picking up a huge chunk, and Conley missed it on the last play.
What a comeback this would be if the Panthers rally and win after trailing 28-3. They've had the last 3 scores. They need one more to get the lead. Field goal would tie it, 2nd and 10, Cunningham. Throwing for Tischler, but he underthrows this one. Looked like it was off his back foot. And he buried it in the dirt at the 40-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 10.
Those corners are just playing so far off that what they're doing is just saying, look, we'll take 6 yards. Then you got to make a tackle on it. That just wasn't a very good throw by Cunningham.
4 wides, 2 to each side. A tight end Rigg to the left. All of it running routes. Cunningham down the middle for Rigg. He's got him inside the 20, the big guy. Knocked off his feet at the 14. What a pitch and catch. It'll go for 29 yards.
Split the 2 deep safeties coming right at you, right down the middle of the field. Cunningham saw it all the way. Linebacker maybe was supposed to pick him up initially, but those 2 deep safeties, he split both of them, and a great throw by Cunningham.
Cunningham fires right for Feldman, has it, trying to shake off a tackler. He's going to pick up 5 yards or so. He's knocked down inbounds.
Miamisburg just looks out of gas.
Tony Clark in on the stop.
Watch, not a lot of guys. You get a few guys rallying the football here, but you know, like I said, those corners are just so far off. It's take what you want, take the 6-yard quick hitch and go with it.
So now the Panthers go to the ground on 2nd down and 5 from the 8, and this will be a first down carry as they got it into the hands of Dylan Jones, and the junior running back gets to the 2-yard line. They're going to quick snap it here, Richard. They will hand it to Jones again, and he is in for the score. What a comeback by the Springboro Panthers. They have rattled off 28 unanswered, and they have their first lead of the game. So the ball at the Vikings 49, Cunningham and company. Looking over to the sideline to get the play. They ditched the old wristbands that had the plays on them that they used to read off of. He's looking, here comes pressure, and he's going to be sacked back at the 40. Well, they had 2 guys coming to get him, and it was Corbett who got there first. Brian Corbett's a tough player at the defensive end spot.
He's killed him. I mean, he's just been outstanding rushing the passer. Cunningham had no chance in that one. Right side of your screen's where Corbett's going to come from right now.
Yeah, he was able to.
You know, Somelli also got some good pressure.
Able to break away from the blocker and get one of those calls on Elijah Cunningham. We come upon 3 minutes to play.
You might think if you can get a stop on the 3rd down if it's inbounds to take a timeout.
2nd and 25, empty backfield. Cunningham steps up, throws for Feldman, it's intercepted. It is intercepted on the near side. It was overthrown for Feldman or underthrown for Kovacs.
That's a great point. I'm not sure which either, but Tony Clark's the guy that came up with the INT.
That's his 3rd interception of the year. What a grab by the sophomore Clark.
Scott, that's a great call on your part, because I'm trying to figure out the same thing. Who was that one intended for?
It was in between his 2 targets, and Tony Clark simply jumps in front and grabs it. So what a huge turn of events, because now Miamisburg is right back in business with 2:51 to play.
You see the 2 receivers in the area. You tell us which one he's going for here. There's Feldman there. Deeper is Kovacs, and Clark right in front of Kovacs comes up with the INT.
Looking at it on the replay as the carry here goes for 3 yards.
I'm guessing it was Feldman he wanted cut to the outside. He just couldn't quite come out of his break.
See, I was going to say the other thing. It looked like it was Kovacs, but he threw behind it.
And that could be too.
Yeah, it's hard to tell. And Tony Clark saw it coming and was able to jump.
And hey, let's give credit to Kovacs for making the tackle, because there was some green grass in front of Clark up that sideline too.
No doubt. 2:21 to go. Second down and 8 for the Vikings at the Panther 44. Possibly the season on the line here for Miamisburg in the final ever game to be played at Harmon Field. And they'll hand it off. This is Clark trying to go right, and he'll be rolled up on at the 42, a gain of a pair.
And that's a really, really nice tackle by Polking from the outside, because it looked like he was about to get to the second level. They didn't even bother to block Joe Polking, 43. And Polking comes from the outside to make that play.
So the Vikings still not in a hurry. That's not really their MO, is to play fast. So they're...
Yeah, but you're going to have to pick up the tempo here a little bit.
They're going to get the line set up and get Schoenberger under center with 1:34 to go. He'll throw left. This is Johnson on the slant. He makes the catch, and he's down to the 25. A pitch and catch, good for 18.
That was a great, great throw, and a gutsy throw, because, again, they keep rolling the safety to Johnson. That time he crossed the safety's face, and when he did, I'll tell you, Schoenberger threw a laser in there, and a nice job of getting those hands out by that guy, 13, Tyler Johnson.
Johnson tore up the Springboro defense in the first half. He's been quiet here in the second half.
Yeah, they had man coverage the first half. They had a safety help in the second half.
First and 10 from the 26. Schoenberger tosses it to the right side. We've got whistles and no flags. We've got a timeout. Steve Chanel called a timeout for Miamisburg just before the ball was snapped.
Honestly, I'm not so sure Xavier Jones wasn't going to throw that football.
I think he had intentions to do so. So we'll get a Miamisburg timeout. Now here's what this means for Springboro, Richard. Obviously they're trying to win their 4th straight GWAC South Division title, but also a win tonight probably puts them in position to host a game, being in the top 8 in Region 2.
Yeah, that's the big part. They need to move into that portion of it to get that first-round game.
You see number 8 is Moeller. Obviously, they have a very tough game this weekend. They could easily lose that game. Springboro could have a chance to really set themselves up to host in Week 11. The Panthers will finish their season against their rival, Lebanon, in week number 10 down at Care Flight Field in Springboro.
Well, the one thing that timeout does do, though, that's your last one, is I'm not sure you can go back to the ground game now. I mean, you're almost going to have to put the ball up in the air.
There you see Springboro has 1 timeout remaining. But yeah, the Vikings are out of timeouts. They've got 75 seconds to try and find pay dirt. A field goal would have tied it had Springboro not been able to convert on
That's
the
good point.
conversion.
Well, actually, it would have been able to win it, because it would have been a 30-28 game right now.
Well, it's true, but originally they had sent the kicking game out
to go ahead and kick it.
And Ryan Wilhite used the timeout. So it'll be first down and 10 from the 26. Schoenberger hands it to Clark, finds a seam, 20, 15, tries to work away from the defender at the 12, and he'll be brought down there.
So much for me telling you didn't have much time to run the football, because they run it for a first down to stop the clock. It won't start till they get the chain set, but you got to get your offense quickly back to the line of scrimmage here.
You wonder if during that timeout, Steve Chanel challenged his offensive line.
Maybe.
One final push here, because they got some good blocking that time.
They sure did. I mean, they opened a big hole. I thought Clark was going to pop it for a touchdown, to be quite frank. Got to get going, though. You can't waste a lot of time in the huddle circumstance.
Ball on the 12. Under a minute to play. Jake Schoenberger calls the cadence. He'll hand it to Clark running right. Cuts it back at the 5. He will score! Tony Clark finds the end zone from 12 yards away. And with 46 seconds remaining, the Miamisburg Vikings have reclaimed the lead.